Hello listeners and welcome back to another month and to another watch list complete. This month I explored a mix of films I have never seen before and finally wrapped up a few series that have been sitting on my list way too long. So in this video we are going to be discussing multiple movie series, what surprised me, what impressed me, and what honestly didn't live up to the hype. Greenland to Migration. Greenland surprises a lot of people when it comes to a disaster movie because it felt more grounded and emotional than most. The sequel, Greenland to Migration, tries to go bigger by turning the story into a post-apocalyptic survival journey across Europe. The movie takes place about 5 years after the comet destroyed Earth. John, played by Gerard Butler, Alison, and their son are living inside underground bunkers in Greenland. When the bunker becomes unsafe, they are forced to travel across a devastated Europe searching for a safer place to rebuild civilization. The adventure across Europe made the movie exciting but left the movie with too many plot holes. The sequel leans harder into action sequences which make it feel less believable for some viewers, and new characters are introduced quickly and don't leave much impact before disappearing or dying.
The world is a dangerous place now.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse follows Miles Morales, a teenager in Brooklyn trying to fit into a new school while dealing with the pressures from his parents. Meanwhile, Wilson Fisk builds a machine that opens portals to alternate universes. Miles gets bitten by a radioactive spider and starts developing powers similar to Spider-Man. The movie centers on a Miles Morales instead of Peter Parker, which gives the story a noticeable difference. Miles isn't instantly great at being Spider-Man. Another huge standout is the animation style. The visual style changed animation standards and makes it feel like a comic book moving in real time rather than normal CGI movies. The emotional element is core. The relationship between Miles and his father is one of the strongest parts of the film. Among this, it still has time to include action, emotion, comedy, and adventure without feeling too overloaded. After many Spider-Man films, this one avoids repeating the same formula by introducing multiverse storytelling before it became mainstream. It works as a superhero movie, family story, comedy, and animation milestone. The emotional payoff, soundtrack, and visual creativity makes it memorable even for people who aren't big on comic fans.
See this spark in you, it's amazing. Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, a bigger sequel that expands everything from the first movie. While it's less focused and more complex than the original, it delivers incredible creative and strong emotional moments. The story follows Miles Morales as he reconnects with Gwen Stacy and discovers a massive society of spider people across different universes. Miles learns about canon events, important tragedies that supposedly must happen in every Spider-Man's life to keep the universe stable. While Miles refuses to accept that fate, he ends up in conflict with the Spider Society. While trying to save his family, Miles' relationship with his parents and Gwen adds emotional depth and gets explored deeper. The movie also explores deeper themes about destiny, identity, and choice. All this being said, it makes the movie very fast-paced and packed with information. Some viewers may find overloading. However, it's still exciting to see what's going to come.
You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world.
For this next one, a lot of you may be surprised that I haven't seen this series sooner. However, I did finally get around to watching it, hence why it's next on the list. Home Alone, a classic holiday comedy that still works because of its charm, creativity, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. Macaulay Culkin makes Kevin instantly likable, and the movie balances slapstick humor with family emotion really well. The traps are ridiculous in the best way, and the Christmas atmosphere gives it a lasting value. Funny, endlessness craziness, and very cozy. A perfect holiday classic.
You guys give up or you're thirsty for more?
Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Bigger, louder, and more cartoonish than the first movie, but still very entertaining. The New York setting adds energy and adventure, and seeing Kevin roam around the city is part of the fun. It repeats a lot of the original formula, yet the chemistry between Kevin and the burglars still delivers plenty of laughter and nostalgia. Not as fresh as the original, but still a fun sequel with great holiday vibes.
Don't you know a kid always wins against two idiots?
The Hunchback of Notre, one of the darkest and most emotionally mature animation films from Walt Disney Company. The story follows Quasimodo, a bell ringer of Notre Dame, who has been isolated in the cathedral by Judge Claude Frollo. Quasimodo dreams of experiencing life outside and eventually befriends Esmeralda, a kind Romanian woman targeted by Frollo. As Frollo's obsession and cruelty grows, Quasimodo must decide whether to stay hidden or stand up for himself and others. The film explores prejudice, isolation, guilt, and acceptance in a surprisingly serious way. It combines powerful music, serious themes, and dramatic storytelling with surprisingly deep characters. A bold and emotional Disney film.
The story of one extraordinary human being.
She's very lucky to have a friend like you.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, a much lighter and simpler sequel. Set years later, Quasimodo is now accepted by the people of Paris, but still struggles with loneliness. He meets Madeleine, a circus performer secretly working with thieves who plan to steal a famous bell from Notre Dame. As Quasimodo falls in love, he must learn about trust and forgiveness. The movie focuses more on kindness and romance. Most fans appreciate seeing Quasimodo finally be accepted and loved. A sweet, simple, and happy conclusion following the first.
We gotta hurry!
Happy Feet 2, a visually vibrant and energetic sequel that expands the world of the original movie. The story follows Mumble, now an adult penguin and father, as he struggles to connect with his son Eric, who feels pressured by his father's reputation as a famous dancing penguin. At the same time, a major environmental disaster traps the penguin's colony, forcing different animals to work together to survive and escape. The movie also follows side characters like the Krill duo Billy and Will, voiced by Brad Pitt and Matt Damon of all people, adding comedy and extra storyline throughout the film. A major theme is learning that everyone has their own strengths and identities. A fun and visually impressive family movie with strong animation and a good message.
The best friend for if you cannot bring a daddy and his boy together.
Moana 2. Set a few years after the first film, Moana is now a confident wayfinder and leader of her people. She receives a call from her ancestors telling her that the islands of Oceania remain divided because of the ancient curse connected to the hidden islands of Montefui. Moana sets sail with a new crew and reunites with Maui to break the curse and reconnect the ocean's people before disaster spreads across the seas. Along the way, they are faced with dangerous waters, strange creatures, and the growing threat of the storm god Nalo. The animation is still stunning, especially the ocean visuals and different island settings. Maui and Moana still have a fun chemistry together, and as an added bonus, the little coconut was a huge standout for me. The songs are decent, but not as memorable as the first movie's soundtrack, and the story can feel overcrowded with multiple characters. Overall, however, it's still a fun and emotional sequel with gorgeous animations and strong themes.
Our ancestors wanted to connect our island to all the people of the entire ocean. It's my job as a wayfinder to finish what they started.
Now you see me, now you don't. This is the third installment of the series. The film continues in the world of the Horseman and the Eye, where master illusions pull off another impossible public heist. The four horsemen and a new generation of illusionists join forces to steal the world's largest diamond from a Southern American mogul who heads an international crime syndicate. It brings back big, stylish, illusional sequences and set pieces and more modern themes with the use of technology. In saying that, it does magic tricks we have seen before, can feel oversaturated with new and old characters, and is at risk of feeling too familiar if you've seen the earlier films. A flashy, twist-driven continuation that keeps the franchise's signature magic heist energy alive. Good for a nostalgic feel.
In the world of magic, everything that disappears reappears. Woo!
It is very good to be back.
Let's see some magic.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team face a powerful rogue AI called the Entity. To stop it, they must find a two-piece key that can control or destroy it. Along the way, Ethan is hunted by Gabriel, a dangerous figure from his past, multiple intelligent agencies, and a world turning against him. The mission becomes a global chase across deserts, cities, trains, and oceans. In this installment, you are entertained with insane action, car chases, train sequences, and motorcycle cliff jumping. Can feel long and sometimes overly complicated, but more like a setup film rather than a full story, but clearly unfinished on its own. Which brings me to Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. This continues directly from Part 1. Ethan and his team now try to fully stop the Entity before it takes control of global systems permanently. The action is bigger and more explosive set pieces than Part 1. Strong action sequences, especially underwater and aerial stunts. Plus, it can be seen as a nice conclusion to Ethan Hunt's journey.
Our lives are the sum of our choices. This is your calling, your destiny.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Bridget Jones's Diary series. Bridget Jones's Diary. Bridget Jones is a single woman in London trying to improve her life, lose weight, quit smoking, and find love. She gets caught in a love triangle between the charming but unbearable Daniel Cleaver and the reversed Mark Darcy. The movie feels timeless and relatable, with Bridget's extremely relatable, messy adult life and humor, great chemistry between the leads, and the use of the iconic narration and diary format. Plus, Mark Darcy versus Daniel Cleaver's dynamic is classic rom-com tension, a defining modern rom-com that still holds up.
We'll persevere with resolution to find a nice, sensible man.
I like you very much, just as you are.
Just as she is.
Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason. Bridget is now in a relationship with Mark Darcy, but insecurities, jealousy, and misunderstandings spiral into chaos. She ends up on a chaotic trip to Thailand and gets arrested before eventually sorting things out. It brings back the still funny and chaotic life of Bridget Jones. We get to see how Bridget and Mark's relationship continues to develop, and of course strong comedic moments with Daniel Cleaver. It can however lack in other areas as it feels more exaggerated and less grounded than the first film, but it's still a fun feel-good sequel if you enjoyed the first.
Life is absolutely perfect. Question is, once you've found true love, how do you make it last forever?
Bridget Jones's baby. Bridget is single again and unexpectedly becomes pregnant, but she doesn't know if the father is Mark Darcy or Jack, a new American love interest. This installment feels much closer in tone to the first movie, bringing back strong comedy, awkward Bridget moments, and both love interests being very likable. A strong return that brings the series back on track.
Dear Diary, a few months ago, I met Jack, and then the next week, Mark, my ex, and I had similar relations. I'm pregnant.
You have no idea which of us is the father.
For better or worse, fate has brought us together.
Bridget Jones, Mad About a Boy. Bridget is now older, widowed after Mark Darcy's death, and raising her children while slowly re-entering dating life. This installment holds a lot more of emotional and reflective tones. It is definitely less light and chaotic than earlier films. A mature emotional evolution of Bridget's story that focuses more on life than dating chaos.
Bridget, you're a widow with 2 wonderful children.
It's been 4 years now.
Bridget Jones, it's time to live. Oh my God. I've climbed a magical man tree.
We are about to embark on an adventure.
Now onto the TV shows I watched this month. I'm going to include all that I completed, even though they are not all first-time watches. Barbie, Life in the Dream House. The series follows Barbie, her friends, and her sisters living in the ultra-glamorous dream house, where everything is exaggerated, comedic, and slightly chaotic. Each episode is usually short, self-contained story involving absurd everyday problems. It's less about long long plot arcs and more about personally driven comedy. Ken stays a constant love interest and companion to Barbie, really using him as a positive and creative problem solver. Raquel stays Barbie's rival, having her sabotages against Barbie be comedic while also including an emotional and vulnerable depth to her character. It functions as comfort viewing with constant tones, and it keeps all the key elements and characters that make up the Barbie world, keeping it true and nostalgic to core fans of Barbie. Rewatching Barbie Life in the Dream House as an older viewer shifts it from a simple kids show to a fun but true remake of Barbie and her world, perfect for fans of Barbie to still enjoy despite it being designed for kids.
Just checking in to see how the pet sitting's going.
It's going great!
Got the clothes from every career I've ever had.
I love it.
Maid, a raw, emotionally heavy Netflix mini-series that follows a young mother trying to escape abusive poverty and homelessness. To survive, she takes a cleaning job while trying to secure housing, childcare, and custody stability. The show is anchored by Margaret Qualley, who carries almost every episode. Her performance keeps the series emotionally believable, even in the most difficult moments. The show highlights how abuse is not only physical, it can be financial control, intimidation, and emotional abuse. It highlights the pressure of motherhood, as Alex's choices are constantly shaped by protecting her daughter while trying to survive herself. It stands out for its realism, strong central performance, and honest portrayal of poverty and the abuse system.
We don't have anywhere to sleep tonight.
There's beds at the domestic violence shelter.
I'm trying to piece together how I got here. I live for my daughter.
Anybody take advantage of you?
You'll never, ever control me again. Our space is a home because we love each other in it.
The 100, a post-apocalyptic sci-fi drama that starts as a survival story on Earth but quickly evolves into a much larger exploration of mortality, war, leadership, and what it means to be human when civilization is constantly rebuilding itself. The series begins with 100 juvenile delinquents sent from a space station, the Ark, back to Earth to see if the planet is survivable after a nuclear apocalypse. They discover Earth is not empty. Other survivors exist. Survival forces harsh moral choices, and leadership conflicts immediately emerge. As the series continues, it expands far beyond survival into war between human factions, AI-driven threats, bunker civilizations, even space travel and new planets. Each season escalates the scale significantly. Weaknesses of the show shine through when it comes to inconsistent tones across some seasons. Later seasons shift away from the grounding survival tone many fans like. The 100 is a bold, uneven but ambitious series that evolves from a survival drama into a large-scale sci-fi morality story.
97 years ago, a nuclear apocalypse killed everything on Earth, leaving the planet simmering in radiation.
What is this?
Listen to me. You're being sent to the ground. All 100 of you. We're not alone.
Off Campus, we learn new adult romance series that blends college life, sport romance, and emotional coming-of-age storytelling. The series follows different couples connected through a college hockey team at Briar University. Each book and season focuses on a different main relationship, while still overlapping characters across the series. Season 1 follows Hannah and Garrett's story. We follow Hannah, a musical student, and Garrett, a hockey star, as they strike a deal. She'll tutor him if he helps her impress the guy she likes. We get to see them navigate college, family, friends, and unexpected feelings. It can most commonly be described as a comfort romance series. It's easy to binge watch, perfect for fans that love coming-of-age teen dramas and those who have read the books.
So what, I help you study and you play my fake boyfriend to get Justin's attention? Deal.
This is the most absolutely unhinged plan, and I'm obsessed with it.
You're gonna convince anyone that we're hooking up? You can't blush whenever I come near you.
You have to take a risk. What are you afraid of?
She's not my girlfriend.
But you clearly want her to be.
That is all for this month's movie wrap-up. I've been going through a bunch of film series for the first time, and it's been interesting seeing how they evolve from the first movie to the final chapter. Some hit harder than expected, some didn't quite land, but overall it's been cool finally completing these storylines and seeing what actually holds up. Let me know of some of your favorite movie series you are now just completing. Thanks for watching.
As always, everything we discussed will be linked below along with my socials. Please be sure to like, subscribe and follow for Feel free to leave all your thoughts and comments below. Thanks for listening.